Minecraft has an infinitely large world. A world where you can build anything you want and live out your own blocky life in whatever way you want. It makes sense for it to be infinite because the game doesn't have a real story. Not one that requires you to go from point A to B to C, to constantly fight bosses, trade with characters, or fight characters you tried to pickpocket but failed. The Assassin's Creed games aren't games with infinitely large worlds, but for some reason, Ubisoft is determined to eventually make that happen. Why? The first few games in the franchise started off rather small, but detailed. You could feel the love put into every bit of the game. Every model, every centimeter, I'm sorry Americans, every single piece of the game felt like it was put in there for a reason. And every part of it made sense with the story the game was trying to tell. Nowadays, the worlds have gotten so large that you're constantly surrounded by emptiness. Sure, there is plenty to do and plenty to find, but while it feels like you're part of a world instead of just being in a part of one, it also feels like the world is simply there just to be there. To be like a filler episode of a TV show. It's telling me there's more to work with, but they'd rather fill it in with sand and rocks. This isn't necessarily bad, of course. Some players like traversing. Some players like that there's more to explore. The size of the world makes the rewards of actually finding something all the more exciting. But for me, I'd rather things stay a little smaller. I'd like to feel like the world gives me more of the story. To give me more of the experience. The bigger the world, the more spread out that experience is. To compare it to Minecraft again, in Minecraft you create your own fun. You find your own way, you build your own world, and you can do whatever you want and whenever you want it. In Assassin's Creed, you experience the fun that's been designed for you to experience, to the smallest detail. You don't get to choose your assassin's life. You have a story to follow, a story to experience from beginning to end. And the larger the worlds, it seems, the more drawn out these stories get, only to keep increasing the time spent on a franchise's entry. I don't mean to bash on Assassin's Creed here, by the way. I love the franchise even if I haven't played the last few entries. I adored Odyssey even though I never finished it. But the idea of a game taking me nearly 70 hours to complete, while a similar experience would take me 10 to 15 hours, is just not for me. Besides, I struggle enough with finishing games as is, so I don't have the patience for that anyway. Which is why I'm glad Assassin's Creed Mirage exists. I will gladly play that at some point. A smaller world, a clear direction, shorter playtime, and probably less empty space. Game worlds are getting larger and larger the more powerful hardware seems to get. And that's cool. I just really hope that developers and studios know that that's not always necessary. Only expand the worlds that are full, that can take no more. If your game doesn't need to have a big world to tell its story effectively, have a small world. Or, be like Sean Murray and make a game that's literally an entire planet. That's possible too. Anyway, subscribe. I'll see you next time.